Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Aries October 2022 Miracle Message reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So, in this reading today, we are going to be taking a look at where a miracle or a beautiful opportunity to elevate and bring prosperity into some aspect of your experience wants to come in. So, this is going to be a little different than my longer, in-depth illumination readings. Instead, this is going to be a little briefer, but we're still going to go pretty deep into the message here. So the first card I'm pulling is going to be the main card for the reading. We're going to look at the theme, and this is going to be kind of that guiding compass point as to where Spirit would like you as the individual to, on a spiritual level, open your eyes and ears in anticipation for this miracle that wants to come in for you. So sometimes I feel like we can, as adults, kind of get away from believing in miracles or believing that there's always some opportunity that wants to come in for us that's meant to elevate and help us grow. And this is basically a reading to say that we are all expecting a miracle, but giving you that little extra piece of look over here, that kind of whisper in your ear, so to speak. So let's go ahead here and pull a card. So Aries, I hope you're all moving into Libra season or into fall in the northern hemisphere, spring into the southern hemisphere with excitement. I love the change of the seasons. I love that I actually live now in a location geographically that experiences all four seasons, or I didn't before. I'm originally from San Diego, California, and we get one season, which is called beautiful 75-degree weather every single day. But it is fun to actually watch the change of the seasons, which I appreciate. So we have Aries. We have by the book, number 11. And I love that it shows this kind of family of elephants coming through here. So the number 11, before I get into actually reading the message from the book that comes with this deck, the number 11 is a beautiful and very powerful number in numerology. It's one that instead of normally we reduce numbers down to a single digit, it stays as the 2-digit number because it is a master number. It is one that really harnesses the energy of the I, the one, along with the one of another or spirit, but keeping those two separate, stating that when we stay strong in understanding who we are and the power that we bring with our unique spirit, but that we're also connected to everyone else, working with the other I's that everybody has, along with spirit as well, understanding that there is a larger connective spirit that our individual spirit is a part of, that this is opening the doorway to the beauty of what can be when we have faith in that understanding, when we have faith that we have confidence in co-creating from that place of individuality in reference to the whole. So I love that there's this string of elephants here because it shows that. It shows that each animal, each elephant here is their own individual being, and yet they are all connected. And they're all also, it looks like here, a family unit, all, creating something larger than just the sum of their individualness. So keep that in mind for this month, Aries, as to where you are being asked to really understand what you bring as a unique individual to every circumstance, but also what larger families or groups are you working within to help elevate that specific area, and what are you working to then bring into being? When we think about the number 11, it is that doorway. So what would you like to step through that doorway into? What are you working towards? And that's going to be where that prosperous miracle is going to want to come in for you. It's going to want to help you kind of move through that doorway. So let's go in and see. I'm going to read the message that comes directly from this book here. So it says, essential meanings: abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. And then it says the oracle message: the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provide a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. Now, I'm also going to read the prosperity message here because that's really what we're looking at in this reading. Where does prosperity want to come in for you? So it says, at this time, you can expect a return on your investment. Whatever you have pursued, be it a dream you've long cherished, a skill you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, will come to you if you are willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow in the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. You can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of the world, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works, and you will attract abundance. Now, I like that because I know it doesn't sound exciting. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to take a drink of water here. It doesn't sound exciting to say, hey, do things by the book. Don't stand out, But in reality, or not, I say in reality because it's a catchphrase, a go-to phrase for me, but the reality of it is that there are times when there's an importance behind the rules, behind the structures that are in place. Meaning that, entering a workplace as a new employee, you may sit there and question why they do something, but maybe it's been done that way or set up in that way because many years of making mistakes in specific places has allowed this structure to be what actually fits this environment. Or there can be something along the lines, I like how it said, following someone who has already kind of paved the path and just following in that footsteps to achieve what they have achieved. And sometimes it can literally be just as easy as that, taking a specific course and applying it in a specific way, or learning specific skills, or acting a specific way in a relationship. There are certain things that can, because they've been tried and true and tested time and again, that play to, let's say, human nature, that we can kind of just sit back and ease into something that we really want, or allow the prosperity to come towards us by just honoring the efforts, the intense efforts that maybe someone else had to put in to lay that groundwork, and we get to kind of just walk the path that's already been cleared. It's the difference between saying, hey, I'm going to go hiking today up to the top of the mountain, and having to cut your own path up the side versus just taking the path that's been long cleared and it's easy and beautiful and you get to enjoy the view as you go. So that's a feeling that's really kind of coming in here right now, is that this is a time for you to actually enjoy the view as you work towards your prosperity that wants to come in. And the prosperity is going to come in wherever, again, you are kind of almost having to assimilate your I. You're in Aries. I know this can be very difficult actually for you because you are the symbol of the I am, of the ego, of the understanding of the separation of yourself versus another. And that's a very powerful realization and concept to work with. And that is why you are the start of the zodiac, because you literally are the fiery realization of the power of the individual. But there's something beyond the individual, which is the connection that we are all individuals, but all are connected together. And then when we connect together, there is that feeling of being stronger together. So this is really a month where the miracle is going to come in, is to realize where you are best suited into the whole, where your skill set is meant to elevate your family dynamic, your workplace dynamic, the hobbies that you interact with. There's something here about you're going to realize, wow, this is where me, the I, fits. And there's a beautiful feeling coming through of almost like this release of pressure that you've put on yourself to say, I don't have to do more than this. I can just do this. I can just be this. I can fulfill my role in the workplace, or I can fulfill my role in the family, or I can fulfill my role in what I do outside of both of those things as far as a friend or a family member. And I can just still be prosperous in that area, but I don't have to be more than that. I don't have to cut the path up the hill. I get a chance now. I'm presented with the opportunity, and I'm really feeling that. I think this month you're going to be presented with the opportunity to expand, whether this is expanding in your family dynamic, whether this is expanding in your work dynamic, or expanding in an area outside of both of those, where you get to take the easy path, meaning it's almost like being offered that promotion, that fast track, and you're like, well, wait, I didn't even get the extra training, and I didn't even do all of this stuff, and I shouldn't I have to push my way forward, and shouldn't I and somebody in your workplace might say, no, we've seen that you're great. So here's the bonus, and here's the new promotion, and here's the raise. Now go to it. And you're like, but I don't have to keep pushing. I don't have to fight. I don't have to. And so there's something here where you're going to be presented with an opportunity to kind of fall in line with a larger organizational structure. And that could be within your home as well. But there's something here where by doing that, it's going to play to your skill set, and it's going to allow you to kind of just go into the flow. And when we do that, that is where the miracles come in. That is where we do get that kind of magic promotion at work, that all of a sudden we're like, whoa, this is way easier than I ever thought it would be. Or this is where in our home life, suddenly we have the opportunity to maybe move into a larger home, and we didn't realize it was going to come in that easy. Or something else along those lines. And maybe you're getting into a new relationship, and suddenly you realize, wow, it can happen just this fast. I don't have to, go on 28 dating apps. I can literally just meet somebody in the grocery store and start dating, and it can just literally go from there, and I don't have to do anything else. So keep that in mind, Aries, this month, is to where you've been presented with an opportunity that kind of maybe just feels like it's falling into your lap, but that where you might feel like, well, now I'm just going to be one of the hive. But in reality, the one of the hive is actually going to be where you get the chance to feel the most fulfilled, where you get a chance to see that when we do fulfill our role, that's where the abundance comes in. That's also where this beautiful sense of, again, being able to stop, to breathe, to feel that emotional fulfillment that comes when you realize your own importance in the whole, but also where then you also get a chance to step back and say, well, maybe I don't have to take it all on my shoulders, because there are other people now who get to take on other parts of the tasks, and I do get to step back and enjoy the view. I do get to go home a little early at the end of the day now, because I'm not doing the job of 4 other people. I'm just doing my one single job. And I'm not trying to fight the system. I'm just going with the flow and letting the flow work for me. So I'm going to go ahead now and pull a card for the concept of curiosity. And this is where Spirit would like you to be curious as to where you might be blocking yourself from receiving the abundance that can come in here, the miracle that really wants to come in for you. And I use the power of curiosity because curiosity is what opens the door to us wondering about what we don't know, wondering about the mystery of life. It keeps us forward focused as to what do we not know that's up around the bend waiting for us, and waiting for us in a good way. And when we're getting curious at where we might be blocking ourselves, this is opening ourselves up to kind of looking at ourselves from that third party perspective of, I might be pushing and not receiving the results I want. But yet here's this this beautiful little opportunity, this miracle to step into. And why am I not allowing myself to take it? Or why am I not allowing myself to just follow the rules, follow the order, follow the laws, so to speak? Why do I feel the need to change the mold? And sometimes it's just a perspective shift to say, no, I do deserve just to be able to clock out at 5 p.m. every day. Or I do deserve to come home and have someone else cook the dinner for me tonight. You know, there's something along those lines of just allowing yourself to fall into the natural order of your experience. Okay. Come on, Aries. Let's see. What is it? Where are you blocking yourself? Or where is there a potential block? And we'll dive a little deeper. I'll pull some additional cards here. Awfully quiet, Aries. You don't want to see your block. Well, if nothing comes out, I will pull a card. I do like the cards to go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Community. Oh, interesting. Number 7. So number 7 is also a number that really relates to the master number 11. It's about having that confidence in our place, confidence in who you are, but confidence in also co-creating with spirit. So there is something here with community. I like that it's, again, showing 3 individuals, just like this is, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know why I can't speak, showing 3 individuals as well. And I think this is the block. There's a feeling almost of not wanting to lean on others, not wanting to allow yourself to possibly realize that we are all part of a community. You know, there is that saying, if it takes a village. Now, yeah, it does take a village. It doesn't mean that we are to shirk our responsibilities and pass those off for other people to bear as a burden. It means that we are always part of a larger system, a larger group, be it our neighborhood, be it our work environment, be it our family unit or our friend group. There's always going to be other people that our lives touch. And there are going to be, you know, when we think about, there's the beauty in not wanting to do everything or not having to almost kind of micromanage and take everything on your plate, because then you allow others to shine where they're meant to shine. And sometimes we can forget that. Sometimes we can forget that in trying to maybe help others by taking things off their plate, we're actually reducing their ability to discover where they shine, where they can kind of, through being challenged, unlock in themselves their own unique capabilities and to find where they fit. So this is that reminder that we are all part of a community and that it's actually fun to lean on others. It's fun to see what they bring. And it's fun to see what we can bring as well and how we can be of help. So keep that in mind. You know, where are you not kind of opening yourself up to help if you need it, where you're not allowing others? I'm just getting a very strong micromanaging feel here, like almost that, you know, kind of anxiety driven, but I have to do it all. But if I don't do it, and then no one will do it. And if I don't do it like this, then they won't do it the right way. And it's saying, you know, sometimes, again, yeah, it may be one of those things where suddenly a task that you had maybe taken on now falls in the lap of someone else, and they might do it incorrectly the first time. And then it's a simple learning process of saying, you know, hey, it didn't quite work out, or, you know, I like to do it this way, but, you know, why don't you find a way that works best for you? But this is the intended result. So, you know, letting everybody know, where's the goal? Where are we actually moving towards? And when we have that shared common goal and you allow the other individual to find creative ways where they themselves can accomplish what they need to, then, or they're part of the collective experience, then that allows, again, an expression for them to be an individual as much as it allows for you to be an individual within the confines of the group. Okay, so we have 8 of Cups that comes up right away. So there's a feeling here of having to walk away from something that no longer emotionally fulfills us. But we also have the Devil, we have Knight of Cups, and 4 of Cups. So there is a feeling here, Aries, of kind of not feeling satisfied with what you have on an emotional level. That in the community, there's this, you know, when we're thinking of this as a block, there's almost this feeling of again, with the devil coming through and the Knight of Cups and the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is where we're looking at everything external to us, and it's almost like, so the Three of Cups here can almost be mirrored by the community card here, because this is very similar to the Three of Cups card in the tarot, which is a card of community. It's a card of celebrating on an emotional level with others who bring their cup to the table. And this is almost like saying, I don't have that community. I'm looking at the people around me. I'm looking at my family unit. I'm looking at my work environment. I'm looking at whatever I'm looking at. And I'm realizing, even though I'm coming in with this kind of optimistic, hopeless romantic kind of feeling, that I don't feel it. I don't feel connected. I don't feel like I'm a part of anything. And there's this feeling here with the Eight of Cups of saying, well, maybe it's time to walk away. I've poured myself into this and it's just not reaping the emotional fulfillment that I'm looking for. But with the Four of Cups, there's also the reminder that you're actually looking at, you're pushing yourself to be the outsider in the community. Your cup is still on the table over here. There are three cups, and it's almost like this individual is looking at the community from the outside, not realizing that you're not feeling connected because you're not bringing your cup to the party. This would be like watching all of your friends on social media posting about their wonderful life experiences and feeling like everybody else is doing something wonderful and I'm not part of that, and everybody's, living their own lives, but yet you're not giving those friends a call and say, hey, I saw on social media that you guys went to whatever, next time you're in town, you should hit us up. I'd love to meet up with you. Or this would be like you not posting what you guys are doing, and you're so focused on what everyone else is doing and how you're not a part of that. So there's something here around realizing it's time to bring your cup to the party, Aries. It's time to bring yourself into the community as you are. And there is something here around where I think you feel like you need to walk away from something, where you just don't feel fulfilled. It's almost like, and I'm just going to get this intuitively. So for some of you, it could be that you're trying to turn your back on a place where you feel that you didn't fit in. And yes, it's good for us to walk away from places where it's good to kind of, let things go. Like if we put our time and energy into something and, we tried to join a group of people that did something and it didn't have a return on our investment, we just didn't get anything out. Or we've been in a work environment where we tried and we tried and we tried and it just didn't happen. Then this is realizing, yeah, it's okay to walk away. It is okay that if you don't feel like it was any return on your investment, that's fine. But with the devil coming in, there's this energy of kind of being chained to a cycle that comes in here. And this is a kind of a deeper message, Aries. And I feel like all the fire signs got deeper messages that came through here. So when we're thinking of a miracle that wants to come in, and this is a block, this could be releasing a cycle that you've been in where you felt like the outsider, where you felt like I can't be a part of the whole because I've tried. And every time I try, I come in with this kind of exuberant feeling of, okay, I'm going to come to the party with who I am and I'm going to try my hardest and do my best. And then you're still the outsider. And instead of walking away, or maybe you do have to walk away, but the next time to break this cycle and to really, and I think for some of you, you're already aware of this cycle, and you're already aware of where you had to kind of release yourself emotionally, an emotional tie to something, an emotional tie to a family dynamic, an emotional tie to a workplace dynamic. And it's time now to honor your cup. And I would really be surprised if the Ace of Cups doesn't come up somewhere in here. But there's something here around honoring the cup that you bring to the table and allowing yourself to realize that you can bring your cup to the table. You can allow others to bring their cups to the table. And the more that you release this kind of devilish tie to, but I have to control things, I have to, I'm going to come in and I'm going to show myself who I am, this hopeless romantic. But then I'm going to kind of pull myself back. And I'm going to say, but this wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, so I'm bored with it. Or it didn't work out, and now I'm disappointed. And now this is saying it's time to just own your cup know who you are, kind of stick to your, wheelhouse, so to speak. What is in your cup? The cup is your hopes, your needs, your dreams, the things that need to be fulfilled for you to feel emotionally fulfilled, not for other people to feel emotionally fulfilled, but for you. So kind of keep your eyes focused on your own cup, focused on your own needs, and how you can fulfill that by bringing that vulnerably and openly into a community-based structure. So finding where you fit truly within the family dynamic and taking ownership of that, or finding where you fit within a workplace environment and taking ownership of that. And then if it doesn't quite work out, it's not about just walking away the second something doesn't seem right. It's about instead learning how to walk away when learning the difference between walking away just because maybe you're bored or you don't feel like you're truly allowed to express yourself, when instead you could stay and find in that environment what better suits you and lean on the people within that environment to find the better fit. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. I know it might seem a little confusing. It's basically like saying it's time to realize that you are part of the community. You don't have to be the outsider to it. And it doesn't always have to feel like you're kind of going in like with this naive, rose-colored glasses, and then you get disappointed. This is saying it's time to walk away from this whole cycle and to realize you can have the rose-colored glasses, but those need to come from the place of honoring your cup and making sure that you bring it to the table each and every time. And that's where you get to see which part of this community you are, which person are you, which elephant are you. And that's really where, again, that key to unlocking the miracle that wants to come in is going to be in. So it's almost like stay the course. Stay the course, Aries. Stay the course. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card now for the concept of courage. And this is going to be where Spirit would like you to have the courage to honor the message in this card so that you have the courage to really take action here to open yourself up to this miracle or opportunity. Okay, what does Aries need to know about courage? And courage is a really important concept as well. That's why I have it as part of my 3 main concepts for I Am Illuminated Tarot, because courage is where we really get a chance to bring ourselves back into the power of the present moment, because this is where we have the courage at any given point to make the decision to take authentic action, to take empowered action. And that's an important reminder that when we're kind of going through our day, just getting caught up in the day-to-day, that at any given point, we are always faced with choices as to we can prioritize one task over another. We can prioritize something that helps us grow in a way versus another. Or we can also just be aware of our perspective, and that sometimes it's just a change in our perspective that can bring the power back to the present moment. Realizing that we are empowering ourselves through a change in a perspective of what we're taking on each day. Okay, so I love it. It says surrender low self-esteem. Yeah, this really comes into, again, being a part of a community. I think for some of you, you have been looking to kind of find that fit, looking for that group of people or that individual or the workplace where you're just going to feel like you're part of something greater than yourself. And that's the beauty of when we actually do kind of lean into the community, we lean into the structure that's already in place, because then we do get to really, again, find where we fit. We get a chance to really lean into the beauty of the power also that we bring as ourselves, so surrender low self-esteem. It says you deserve success, love, and abundance. You deserve the group of people or the work environment or the family environment that's going to support you. It says set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So if there's anything around here where you were kicked out of a group, this can be like, that the petty kind of mean girl type of things, like where you were the one that tried and tried and tried with a friend group, and then they just kind of like, stopped calling you or something. Or this is where you tried and tried and tried in a work environment, and yet, everybody else would go out for happy hour after work and wouldn't invite you, or the boss just would never honor the work that you did. And this is time to say, it's time to release that. It's time to walk away from the cycle, not walk away from connecting, the opportunity to connect with others. And in doing that, it's going to be beautiful and just realizing your own power. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers here. I'd love to see the Queen of Cups or the Ace of Cups come out for you guys, because those are both very empowering cards when we're looking at self-love. But I think for a lot of you, you haven't given yourself enough credit for the magic that you bring to any environment, be it romantic partnership, be it, a workplace environment, be it a family dynamic. Oh, I love it. Yes. King of Swords and the Chariot. Yeah, this is seeing the truth and moving towards the Chariot is getting your head and your heart in alignment. You can see it's also the number 7. So there's a number 7 coming in here very strongly, the number 11, about personal confidence in that you are made as an individual spirit to fulfill a specific role. But this is getting your head and heart in alignment to move towards your final destination, which is ultimately your home, that grand dream that you have for yourself that you'd love to fulfill. And the King of Swords is someone who knows the truth of his situation. He's very clear on who he is. He's very clear of the facts. He can speak from that place very well. And this is getting to that place of, it's harnessing the energy of Aquarius, really being able to go up and have that kind of broader view of where you can be of service to others and just being who you are. And that clarity, if you can get to that place, that's where the miracle is going to come in and allow you to really get your head and your heart back into a place of, I know what I want, I know what I want to feel, and I'm going to start making the movement to get there. And it's all going to come from realizing the beauty of who you are, but who you are in connection to the greater whole. Again, what you uniquely bring to every situation, and getting into that place where you say, you almost tell yourself, and this could be a great mantra for you to keep throughout the month to really allow that miracle to come in, is to say to yourself, I am an important part of the whole, and I am ready to fulfill that role, and I'm ready for the success and abundance that will come from that comes from me fulfilling where I need to be. There's also this feeling of really getting into the place of saying that you do deserve love and abundance from others, that anybody, Aries, would be lucky to have you as part of their group. So keep that in mind. It's also good to call in. I love the manifestation of feeling, or manifestation practice of calling in the right group of people to you. So this could also be something where this month you can really work on calling in the people that feel like home for you, the people who have a similar destination, and really bringing that into your meditation and your kind of the underlying thought as you go throughout the day. I'm ready to call in my soul tribe. I'm ready to call in the people and the circumstances that will allow me to experience a sense of community in an area where you would love to feel that way. Okay, I'm going to pull a final card here for the concept of contemplation. And this is another point of reflection that Spirit would like you to keep in mind as you go throughout the month to really ground this message so that you can be open for that opportunity. That's going to help you, again, level up in some aspect of your experience I think you've been struggling with. And it's going to be that realization of your own importance, the realization of how powerful you are as an individual when you just allow yourself to fulfill a specific role. And you have confidence in that. And then I'll pull a final card after this for the concept of love. Okay, Aries, what does Aries need to know about contemplation? Oh, I like this. It says, Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Beautiful reminder that even though we may feel at times that we are kind of the outsider, or we are constantly kind of looking to see where we fit, that we are never truly alone. There is always, first of all, we are always connected to somebody else in our experience. There's always somebody else that has us in their thoughts. But there's also the feeling too, for many of us who kind of believe in the larger, mystery, the spiritual realm of our experience, there are going to be others standing beside you. There are going to be the ancestors, ghosts, spirit guides, even just the wisdom of your family that has been passed down to you. But there's also that feeling with you are not alone, that it's a reminder that you're not alone. There have been many people who have gone before you and many people who will go after you, but we are all part of, when we think of keepers of the earth, we are all part of the human experience. And in understanding that, there is that realization that we don't always have to be the one that cuts the new trail in this lifetime. We can simply be the one that gets lucky in this lifetime, that we get to just walk the easy path. Doesn't mean that we stop ourselves from getting to our final destination, which is the top of our mountain, but that we can do it in a way that doesn't feel like a constant struggle, that doesn't feel like we have to do it alone. Okay, and now I'm going to pull a final card here for the concept of love. And I'll look at this in two ways. We'll look at it as, romantic partnerships, but we'll also look at how the message of the card can also just be applied in general to this reading. All right, Aries, what do you need to know about love for the month of October? What does Aries need to know about love? Okay, it says keep an open mind. It says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. This is beautiful. So this is really kind of, I like with the King of Swords, there is this feeling of really getting into the mental space and keeping that open mind, realizing that being clear on who you are, but also being clear that sometimes, again, when we kind of fulfill our role, the person or the expectation of who we thought we were going to connect with, the community, the romantic individual, the workplace, that sometimes it's not always exactly what we anticipated. Maybe we always thought that we had, to climb up the corporate ladder and that we had to somehow do all of these steps to be able to make X amount of money and to be a part of a team of people that were at a specific, maybe, income level, lifestyle level, whatever it is. And then suddenly you realize, as you kind of take a step back, you say, maybe you're being presented with an opportunity that is totally against that. Maybe it's something where you are being asked to maybe work with a nonprofit and there is no corporate structure, and you're being offered, to be working with maybe a very small team instead of a large, inside of a large corporate structure. But there's something here to say it's still going to allow you to fulfill your role and still going to allow you to achieve the dreams you want. But you have to keep an open mind. And for those of you who this does pertain specifically to romantic love and relationships, this may be where you've been looking for that specific person. I have to have a person who works in this kind of industry, who has this kind of lifestyle, who believes in X, Y, and Z and can do X, Y. And it's realizing that sometimes what we think is best for us is actually not, when we think of the higher perspective, we think of what spirit actually intends for us to achieve in our lifetime. Sometimes that's not the person that is meant to, we might call in a person that actually challenges us in a lot of ways to grow. And that's to allow us to be able to achieve a potential that we are as yet is unknown to us, that we didn't even realize we might be able to achieve down the line. So there's something here around keeping an open mind as to who you're meeting, who you're engaging with, and to not push any potential for connecting with a community, for connecting with an individual, for connecting with, a workplace, to allow yourself to just keep an open mind in October and allow, again, the circumstance to come in that feels the easiest, that feels the most in alignment with you, and be ready to bring your cup there. Be ready to bring that, the best version of yourself forward. And actually here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a clarifier card here for the Keepers of the Earth before we go, just for kind of a one final overarching message. But yeah, Aries, I really do get the feeling that for you guys, this is a month of, you will meet a community, or it could even be time to commit to a community. Maybe you've been on the peripheral and you've had one foot in and one foot out, or one foot in a relationship or one foot out. And this is time to say, own your place in that group. Own your place in that workplace. Own your place in your family dynamic, and just fulfill it. No more one foot in and one foot out. No more of this cycle. And realize the importance you bring, and that's really where the miracle is going to come in, the opportunity. Oh, that's way too many cards. I'm going to actually just get this one because it's the number 7 again. So the 7, this month, I'd say the number 7 could be a beautiful guide, because you have 3 7s here. A beautiful guide as to, if you're looking for that clue, that symbol of where is this opportunity? Is this the right opportunity? Is this the right group? Should I go here? Should I meet up with these people? That kind of thing. If the number 7 comes up, that's a strong yes from the universe. But I like how it says, be spirit, sweet results await. So keep that in mind. This is a time of ease for you, Aries, and it may not feel like that now, but it is. It's a time of ease. It's a time of breaking a cycle where you felt like the outsider, and it's where you get to really get your head and heart in alignment, so that you can find where you fit in this image, and where you get to walk through that doorway into the sweet results that are awaiting for you. All right, Aries, I'll leave it here. If you'd like to book a personal reading to learn more about and illuminate more about who you are in your own personal experience and importance, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. You can also just learn more about myself and the other services that I offer. Otherwise, if I don't see you there, I will see you in November for your next illumination reading. Bye, Aries.